development. So this is the preview for the week that begins on August 22nd, ends on August 26th. Once again, a slow start, nothing worth mentioning on Monday. On Tuesday, things warm up a bit with Eurozone PMIs, purchasing managers indices. We've seen the figures for July. They weren't that bad, only slightly weaker. Now we get those for August. We have also new home sales on Tuesday in the United States. Housing sector has been relatively strong. We've seen building approvals and housing starts yesterday. They were okay. This should also be okay. On Wednesday, we have existing home sales, which is most of the market, but has less economic collateral impact and crude oil inventories. On Thursday, things become more interesting with German IFO business climate. This week we had the ZOO figure, which comes before IFO, but it's less important. IFO is Germany's #1 think tank. So that comes on Thursday. And then durable goods orders, the level of investment in July. It has been quite worrying of late and could be worrying also this time. Let's see if we have a recovery. Yeah. And on Friday, it's a very busy day. The second release of UK GDP for Q2, remember, pre-Brexit. And the second release of US GDP, more important because in the United States, these revisions tend to be quite big. So the first release was poor, 1.2% growth, and now we're expecting a bounce, okay? And on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, we'll talk about this next week as well, but we have the speech of Janet Yellen. It could be on Saturday as well. I'll keep you up to date on Wednesday, but anyway, this gathering of central bankers begin. Expectations could be high, could be exaggerated, and eventually central bankers could say absolutely nothing, but you never know. I'm sure there's going to be hype about this event. So next week, relatively light week again. In theory, we're in August, but exactly in this week last year, in the penultimate week of August, we had the crash of the Chinese stock market that triggered safe haven flows. The yen skyrocketed, and also the euro skyrocketed. Actually, euro dollar then made the move to 117. So you never know. August is not such a quiet month. It's not Christmas. It's not New Year's. It's some people are on vacation, but some people went on vacation already in July. Another thing I mentioned here a few times in the show, that when we have the Olympic Games, well, they're finishing the end on Sunday, but this is a chance when the world is focused on something to do something else. So, for instance, the tension between Ukraine and Russia now, I think they're taking advantage of the Olympic Games. You never know what's going to happen. Again, the Olympic Games were in focus in the end this weekend. And now, I mean, some things have happened in US politics. I didn't talk about this at all. And we could have more developments next week. At least the focus will return in terms of US traders. They'll watch less gymnastics and swimming and athletics and follow more US politics. Clinton continues her lead in the polls. It's been relatively stable. It's more than a convention bounce. It's mostly, I would say, not a Clinton lead, but a Trump failure, a Trump meltdown, as Time magazine put it. But everything is still open. It's a 5-6 point lead, and it could be closed. There are 3 debates going on, and 3 months to go, 2.5 months, so anything can happen. Markets usually prefer Republican. In this case, Trump is that outlandish that they prefer Clinton, which is a known politician. And let's see how things develop. I think next week we'll go back to talking about that more in depth. Of course, if we'll have developments. So far, there hasn't been such a big impact on markets, but we're still really far from the elections, far from the debates that begin in late September. Okay. Any questions? Okay.